Why you may soon be able to access a strip of road that's been closed for years on Siesta Key. Plus, we'll show you some of the ways Sarasota County Public Schools are changing to make your kids safe. And a sneak peek at the new tools officers will be using this school year. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter. Topping our news at 11, the heated controversy over Beach Road continues on Siesta Key. There are some who say that stretch of road near Columbus Boulevard should remain closed, while others say it should reopen. That's where we find ABC7's Rick Adams tonight, live with the latest developments over this ongoing debate. Rick?
Yeah, Jacqueline, this is the road that remains closed. There's now talk that voters could have a say in this. This is the stretch of Beach Road that remains closed off to vehicle traffic. Sarasota County had vacated several hundred feet of what was a county road years ago, giving it to 3 property owners whose land sits in front of that stretch of the road. For nearly 2 years now, Mike Costantino has been pushing Sarasota County to get that land back and reopen that stretch of Beach Road, saying the law doesn't allow the county to be able to give the road away. Now the county is discussing possibly having this issue placed on the ballot in November and having the voters decide.
I think it's fantastic. My team and I have worked diligently for about 22 months to get the required signatures, nearly 15,000 on each petition, and our goal is and always has been to protect your right to public beach access.
Costantino says his fight is specifically to give access to the elderly and mobility impaired. Right now, even though the closed-off area of the road and the beach directly in front of it is being considered private, the property owners do allow public access for beachgoers. Mike Holderness owns one of the properties where the road is closed. He says it's been closed since 1993, telling us the county had abandoned this road. Safety is another big concern of his, saying that if a road went through this area, it would be dangerous for beachgoers.
They can't reopen this road. Florida Department of Environmental Protection already said that a road cannot go back in here, and it was turned into a pedestrian access with the county not paying owners for the pedestrian access.
Holderness also says he has concerns over the sea turtle nests that are nearby in different parts of the beach. Some people we talked with feel the road should remain closed, while others would like to see it reopen. Many members of the Kirby family have been coming to this area of Beach Road, known as Sunset Point, for the last few years. The rentals are near the closed-off portion of the road. The problem they are encountering is people having to use their driveway to turn around because the road is shut down.
It makes sense to maybe barricade it or put a fence up so that folks aren't constantly driving around, turning around.
In a statement we received from Sarasota County regarding having this possibly placed on the November ballot, they say the Office of the County Attorney is still evaluating the proposed charter amendments. Additional information will be available when the Board of County Commissioners reconvene in August. And Sarasota County Commissioners will hold a public meeting on this on August 29th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Reporting live from Siesta Key this evening, I'm Rick Adams. Jacqueline, back to you.
Rick, thank you. New video of the Parkland shooting suspect confessing to the crime could be available to the public soon. Nicholas Cruz had a court hearing today to address whether or not to release a 12-hour interview with investigators where he admits he was the killer. Lawyers say releasing it would further traumatize the community and would impede Cruz's right to a fair trial. Prosecutors have proposed releasing a redacted version. The judge is now reviewing that request. Bulletproof doors and glass windows, just some of the ways the Sarasota County School District is making sure your kids are safe. Sarasota County Schools has teamed up with 8 local contractors to install complete fencing around the entire perimeter of the schools. And behind the new single point of entry, new bulletproof glass indoors, protecting the staff who will be in control of who's allowed access onto school grounds. Sarasota County Schools says it's spending $25 million to make sure each campus has these multiple systems to stop an intruder.
It's a heavy lift. What we're being asked to do is challenging. A lot of the components in these systems are custom components. It is a very big commitment from both a resource, time and money by the district. And I think it's really impressive that they're willing to do that on behalf of the students.
The goal is to have this work completed by the time school is back in session on August 13th, but the district is asking parents and students to remain patient because it could take longer. And Sarasota police officers are also getting brand new patrol cars to protect those schools. The Sarasota County School District says they now have 7 of them. Staff plan to buy more used cars from the city of Northport later in the year. These 7 are soon to be equipped with all of the necessary communication resources inside, including radios and laptops. They will also have a metal gate to separate the front and back seats should someone need to be arrested. Tomorrow, the Sarasota County School Board will give its annual evaluation of the superintendent during a school board meeting at 3 p.m. In anticipation of that review, Dr. Todd Bowden is releasing a statement for his first year. In part, he says, quote, "Our shared vision for maintaining a tradition of excellence in our schools has brought forth incredible results, including another A grade from the state for the 15th consecutive year." He went on to say students are thriving, but there is still much work to be done to close the achievement gap and ensure success for all students. And the Manatee County School District working to make cold water immersion tubs mandatory at every high school. The large tubs, which are between $100 and $200 at most hardware stores, could be life-saving for student athletes suffering from heat illness. According to researchers at the University of Connecticut, submerging a heat stroke victim in cold water within 10 minutes of collapsing leads to a 100% survival rate. One Fort Myers mother says it could have saved her 16-year-old son who died from a heat stroke after a football practice last summer.
I think it's great that they've done this. I hope that they can put their emergency action plan into place and practice it and have it ready to go, and I hope they never need to use it.
District Athletic Director Jason Montgomery wants those tubs for all football and cross-country activities this fall. He could not estimate just how much those tubs would cost until they can assess how many are needed in the coming weeks. Certainly a timely story with how hot it's been here lately. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at our first alert forecast. Bob.
Thanks, Jacqueline. A hot one it was today. Heat indices up near 100 to 105 degrees across parts of the Suncoast. Right now, if you can believe it, the heat index at 92 degrees. You take a look at the temperature at 84. There haven't been a lot of cooling showers around, and that's the reason why it's still warm at this hour. Also, we've had a pretty good west wind, and that west wind continues to keep things a little bit interesting as far as the timing of the storms go. We have some showers even at this hour breaking out near Venice. You can see that activity, not all that strong, but just gives you a little indication that we could see some overnight showers popping up here and there with all that energy still around from today's heating. And you can see those showers continue to kind of roll on shore very slowly. We're getting some rainfall there near US 41, right at the split of Business 41 and 41 in Venice, South Venice, getting some rainfall. All that kind of moving to the northeast, but it is not very strong. And there could be some rumble of thunder with 1 or 2 of these cells that do pop up during the next several hours. And then again, we'll see some showers along the coast in the morning hours after sunrise as a result of that westerly wind. And as far as the overall picture goes, high pressure down to the south and west of us will keep us in that westerly will flow. So that means more inland storms tomorrow afternoon. We'll have more on that coming up in a few minutes. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, we'll talk to you soon. Manatee County Sheriff's deputies are releasing surveillance pictures in hopes of solving a 6-month-old murder case. 41-year-old Michael Grantley was found dead back on January 15th along 26th Avenue East in Bradenton. Detectives have uncovered surveillance photos of Grantley and another man from the day of the murder. They say Grantley was at a Wawa store on US 301 in Sarasota. The man who appears to be with Grantley is standing to the right of him. If you recognize that man, call Manatee County Crime Stoppers at 866-634-TIPS. Manatee County Sheriff's deputies are also looking for the person who shot a teenager. Deputies were called to the intersection of 5th Street East and 61st Avenue East in Bradenton around 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. They believe a 17-year-old boy was shot there, but he is expected to recover. Deputies have not made any arrests. Bradenton police are searching for teens who caused more than $1,000 in damage at GT Bray Park. Leaders with the Manatee West Little League returned to its rented field on Thursday morning to find damaged fences, light fixtures, bathroom sink, and a surveillance camera. But the camera continued to capture footage, which is helping Bradenton PD with its investigation.
To see someone do extensive vandalism, that's not fair to the other people who live in Manatee County.
When we have to take funds to fix the cameras or fix things that they've broken, that's 4 or 5 bats or a glove that a kid needs that he needs to play.
In total, Bradenton police put a $1,300 price tag on the property damage. The Venice Police Department says a handful of residents not only had mail stolen from their locked boxes, but also had hundreds of dollars charged to their debit and credit cards. The thief was prying open the mailboxes in an apartment complex called the Venetian on Capri Isles Drive. It wasn't until one victim noticed that a new debit card she ordered had never gotten to her, but somehow had over $500 charged to it.
So we were able to basically open up an investigation our end and work with the local stores affected, and we're able to get surveillance footage of a suspect committing the crimes.
Now, the Venice Police Department is warning the community of these types of crimes. They say to check your mailbox every day, and if you do notice something missing, to alert the post office right away. Well, construction continues at Manatee Memorial Hospital for its new emergency care center. The hospital tweeting out these pictures today of crews working on painting and window framing, as well as the air conditioning system and putting up drywall. It says each day brings them closer to completion, and they are excited for the day that it will be done. Stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus President Trump meeting with Putin and the aftermath and responses from state officials, and how this alleged drunk driver got caught by police in Sarasota.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Hello, Mom.
Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs right at home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call right at home. Get the right care right at home.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP is the largest locally owned CPAP supply company in the area. Is it time to replace your old equipment? The staff at Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP can show you the most up-to-date CPAP equipment and supplies to meet your sleep apnea needs, including portable travel devices and the SoClean automatic CPAP sanitizer. We serve all of Southwest Florida, giving the highest quality of care with the finest CPAP equipment. Please visit our website, sarasotacpap.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
Well, Bob, I think we all can agree it's hot out, and when you can get into some air conditioning, it certainly feels nice.
That's a great idea, too. I mean, especially during the heat of the day. And tomorrow, the heat index will be about 100 degrees at noon and stay that way up until about 5.
Oh, man.
Not much rain in sight and that time of day. We are going to see some overnight showers and some coastal showers in the morning. Casey Key webcam showing what happened since around 4 o'clock this afternoon. You can see another gorgeous sunset there in Casey Key. And the water is not all that high in terms of the sea height, and it looks like it's going to stay below 2-foot seas throughout the day tomorrow. And some photos sent in again to pics at mysuncoast.com, and I got them off of Facebook as well. Cindy Desmond getting a nice shot, looks like from Siesta. And here's Fred Seeger with another sea oats there in the foreground. And then we had Susan Humphreys up in Terracea. Fred Seeger's photo coming from Casey Key. Well, here's the weather headlines. Mainly inland storms. That's going to be the focus, I think, throughout most of the week. And on top of that, we'll have the problem with heat indices up near 100 to 105 degrees each and every afternoon. And that's due to the west wind. It really brings the high dew point temperatures up. You factor that in with the actual temperature around 90, it'll feel like about 100 to 105. A few overnight coastal storms are possible too, and that'll be the case tonight, tomorrow night, and even into looks like Wednesday and Thursday night, as this west wind, as I mentioned, with that high pressure ridge off to the southwest of us, continues to give us that westerly component. Some showers tonight already starting to pop up. Another one just popped up near Anna Maria Island. Not very big, and they're widely scattered, so expect that on to get it off again. Here's some rain around your house overnight. It'll be because of this weird pattern that we're in right now. There's that shower that's kind of hanging there near Venice. It hasn't been moving all that much. It's up to about 30,000 feet, so it could generate some lightning too. There's a chance to get a few bolts out of that one, and also that one I mentioned just now popping up near Anna Maria. We had rain, as you see, most of it well east of I-75, although near Venice with this shower now in progress, and also Northport earlier had some rainfall there up to about a ½ inch of rain. Well, the futurecast indicating some showers around even in the morning hours. We're going to see that west wind really start to fire up the storm's interior portions and then head off to the east coast. And with a trough of low pressure coming down over the southeast United States and a frontal boundary, we'll stay in that southwesterly flow on Wednesday, Thursday, and I think even into Friday. With a chance for showers. Unfortunately, that cold front is going to come through and cool us down. We do have what's left of Beryl, and there's not much. It's just a remnant low now being absorbed by that frontal system out in the Atlantic. So nothing going on in the northern hemisphere, which is a little unusual. There are no storms in the Pacific and in the Atlantic. 84 right now. It feels like a 92. The Gulf water temperature at 88 degrees. A bit cooler in places where it did rain today. 78 degrees in Arcadia. Currently, it's cloudy. It's 84, as I mentioned, and the dew point is 75. The high today was 1 degree above average, and 77, a little bit above average on our low. We'll see overnight readings right around 80 degrees in most places, and we could use a little bit of rainfall. We're below average for the month and for the year. Above average temperatures have been occurring across much of the central U.S., and highs tomorrow will stay above average in Denver, Kansas City, Dallas, and even Washington. 90 degrees the expected high. Boston will see a high near 86. For boaters, I mentioned the sea state. It'll be less than 2 feet out there and pretty much smooth conditions, southwest winds at 10 knots. The forecast, 30% chance for scattered showers along the coast in the morning, inland in the afternoon. Same goes true, just a little bit better chance for some rain on Wednesday and Thursday, and expect maybe 1 or 2 overnight showers too on these nights. And then by the weekend, we get back to showers and thunderstorms scattered about at almost any time during the day. 50% chance, which is fairly typical for the summer months, high temperatures near 90. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, thank you. President Trump and his summit with Vladimir Putin, his words while on that stage are drawing fire even from his own party. ABC's Molly Hunter is in Helsinki with more details.
It all started with a handshake, the two leaders approaching each other Monday morning after Russian President Vladimir Putin left President Trump waiting for 45 minutes. They met alone with only their 2 translators for more than 2 hours. And then this. President Trump given the opportunity to hold Putin's feet to the fire, but he didn't do it.
Do you hold Russia at all accountable for anything in particular?
Yes, I do. I hold both countries responsible. I think that the United States has been foolish. I think we've all been foolish, and I think we're all to blame. I think that the probe is a disaster for our country. I think it's kept us apart. It's kept us separated. There was no collusion.
And again, right there, standing next to President Putin, missed the chance to condemn the Russian president and side with his own intelligence agencies.
President Putin denied having anything to do with the election interference in 2016. Every U.S. intelligence agency has concluded that Russia did. Who do you believe?
My people came to me, Dan Coates came to me, and some others. They said they think it's Russia. I have President Putin. He just said it's not Russia. I will say this, I don't see any reason why it would be. President Putin was extremely strong and powerful in his denial today.
It was shameful, and I never thought I'd see an American president throw the intelligence community under the bus like that.
And from a stalwart Trump ally, Newt Gingrich, tweeting, "It is the most serious mistake of his presidency and must be corrected immediately." On his way back home, the president started the damage control, tweeting, "I have great confidence in my intelligence people," he said. "I also recognize that in order to build a brighter future, we cannot exclusively focus on the past." And the most striking thing about that tweet is that in that press conference, President Trump was given the opportunity to side with his own intelligence agencies, and instead, he sided with Putin. Molly Hunter, ABC News, Helsinki.
State Representative Vern Buchanan expressing his reaction to the meeting in Helsinki today over Twitter, saying in part, Russia is not our friend, and adding that we need to take steps to prevent interference in the future. Well, former Florida Senator Bob Graham was chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee and tells ABC7 that he is astonished President Trump would make the claims that he did today despite evidence to the contrary. Graham is campaigning across the state in support of his daughter Gwen Graham, who's running for the Democratic nomination for governor. Graham says it's amazing that the president would contradict his own intelligence community.
Stunned that the President of the United States should reject the advice for which we spend billions of dollars a year verifying intelligence information, that in fact Russia was involved in an attempt to alter the results of the 2016 election.
Now, to watch that entire interview with Bob Graham and ABC7's Alan Cohn, you can search for this story on mysuncoast.com. A hearing looking into whether early voting sites should be allowed on university or college campuses here in Florida. A judge hearing arguments today in a lawsuit filed by the League of Women Voters of Florida and other plaintiffs. They say early voting sites should be allowed on campuses. A key issue in the case is a 2013 law that expanded early voting sites from supervisors' offices, city hall, and public libraries to fairgrounds, civic centers, courthouses, county commission buildings, stadiums, and convention centers. Some argue that a university campus does not meet the definition of any of the authorized voting sites.
Where you need to have early voting is exactly where you have conditions like University of Florida and Florida State and UCF and USF, where you have large, dense populations of basically captive citizens.
The groups filed the lawsuit against the Secretary of State, Ken Detzner, back in May. He is asking a federal court to let the state courts decide that dispute. Well, a week-long speed enforcement operation starts today across 5 states. Law enforcement in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, and South Carolina are all taking part in what's called Operation Southern Shield. They'll be pulling over drivers who are speeding on interstates, major highways, and local roads. Police say the main focus is to encourage drivers to slow down and help reduce crashes. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says speeding killed more than 10,000 people across the U.S. in 2016 and was a factor in 27% of fatal crashes. And speaking of reckless driving, video of an alleged drunk driver in Sarasota is going viral online. You can see the driver, now identified as Joanne Simpson by Sarasota police, swerving over the streets of downtown Sarasota. Another driver says he noticed that she was going the wrong way down Orange Avenue and called police. The 62-year-old has been charged with DUI and property damage. Sports is next, but first here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
Kimmel's new tonight.
That is a hell of a hello.
With the gung-ho Jason Sudeikis.
Let's do it!
ESPY's host, Danica Patrick.
That is impressive.
And Michael Ray performs. Emmy-nominated Jimmy Kimmel Live, new tonight on ABC.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, Contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Hello, I'm John Merce. Rugs As Art is celebrating yet another anniversary, and I would personally like to thank each and every one of you for the many years of continuous support. All during the month of July, we're having a grand celebration. We have flooded our showroom with yellow tag specials, meaning more discounts and more savings than ever before, plus free padding. So don't miss this anniversary celebration at Rugs As Art, Sarasota's bigger and better area rug superstore.
When I was growing up, my mom told us, always treat others the way you want to be treated. She did business with companies that shared her values, like Mutual of Omaha. She had a guaranteed whole life insurance policy through United of Omaha Life Insurance Company, a Mutual of Omaha company. When my mother passed away, her United of Omaha policy helped cover her funeral expenses and bills, and they had money on its way to us within 24 hours.
United of Omaha is here to take care of you. When you call the number on your screen, we'll help find the right policy for you. If you're between 45 and 85, you can get coverage up to $25,000 with no medical exam. Call us right now at the number on your screen.
Now I know I'll be taking care of my family, even after I'm gone.
United of Omaha Guaranteed Whole Life Insurance. Call or go online now. Be there for their future.
Growing up, my mom was afraid of the water, something she did not want me to feel.
So I enrolled Missy in swim lessons.
It changed my life.
Missy Franklin.
And now you can do the same for someone that you love.
There's nothing more precious than your child's well-being.
So act now, before it's too late.
Make us fly! I'm glad I did.
Thanks, Mom. Visit usaswimmingfoundation.org to find, get, or give a swim lesson.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now, sports.
Well, tonight was the Home Run Derby, a chance for MLB All-Stars to show off their skills at the bat. Braves' Freddie Freeman launched 12 homers, but Nationals' Bryce Harper went deep 13 times to move to the next round. Tomorrow will be the All-Star game. Well, the victorious French World Cup team returns home to a hero's welcome. Thousands marched along the Champs-Élysées in Paris to celebrate the big win. France beat Croatia 4-2 in the 2018 FIFA World Cup final yesterday, winning their second title. And the British Open is coming up this week. The total purse is more than $10 million. Defending champ Jordan Spieth talks about his third major tournament.
And so this week kind of provides that opportunity where you don't know how far the ball is necessarily going to go off the tee. You know to play the spots, and then you have to use your imagination from there.
Well, that's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto number straight ahead.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Another top spot for a Suncoast beach, Venice Beach has been named as one of the most incredible beaches in the world by Expedia. The travel company says criteria included responses from a traveler survey, and Venice Beach was featured because of its quirky features, breathtaking views, and memorable characteristics. And of course, the weather.
And you can stumble along a shark's tooth every once in a while too on Venice Beach. I remember I did that in spring break a long time ago. Went down and visited my roommate's grandmother who lived in Venice. Yeah, a long time. It was great. That's my first time I visited here on the Suncoast. We're looking pretty good. A few isolated showers overnight, and expect some morning coastal showers too, 7 to noon, and then mainly inland later on in the day.
All right, thank you, Bob. And thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening.